Hello everyone and welcome back to Dark Souls 3 PvP invasion action. Like I said in my previous video, I've been hitting it pretty hard at soul level 60. This was a build that I'd made a little while ago, but I ended up shelving her for a little bit whilst I worked on my soul level 90 and some of my low level twink guys. But I've come back to her now and I've been having a really good time invading an Irithyll and the Irithyll dungeon. So I've rolled up on these two guys. I spawned right on top of them and I had to make a very quick escape. Fortunately, they seemed a little more interested in playing the level, so they sort of ignore me and go a little bit further on. And I find them down here near the elevator where you find Lightning Blade and where you go down to reach the Archdragon Peak. So they've got quite an advantageous position here. We're in quite a small room, and they've got these really big, high damaging weapons that can really get me in a nasty stun lock. And you see, I swapped the silver cat ring here because I anticipated there might be some elevator play going on. It's quite important to sort of know the area you're in and sort of maybe swap up your equipment to the situation in order to sort of better make use of it. So I swapped up the silver cat ring and I've swapped over to the dark man serpent hatchet. Both of them are using quite high stability medium shields, the Silver Knight I think, and the Lothric, so I was anticipating getting a lot of nice chip damage in. Like I said, unfortunately they own the better property in this fight, so they don't really want to move out. They don't have any reason to move out of that room, and all I can do is sort of spam projectiles at them and try and chip them out. And if I go in with a melee weapon, they can stun lock me and do some serious damage. So it's at this point I think to myself, I've got a really nice idea. So I bait them onto the elevator, and the host is stupid enough to take the bait, and he gets taken down. So I have a little bit of alone time with the Phantom. I was quite pleased with this play, but it was very poor execution, because I hear the elevator coming up, and I realised too late what would be a really good idea is if I plunged him on the way down, since I've got the silver cat ring. But unfortunately the elevator is far too high up already, so I ended up just getting put in the blender and getting absolutely shat on. And they pointed down at me, of course, because they're MLG Pro. So I think it was a good 20 minutes later, I roll up on these guys again. So these guys must have been ganking pretty hard, because it doesn't take that long to get through Irithyll dungeon, and they're back at the starting bonfire, unless they sucked and died to all the PvE consistently. So obviously they kept trying to camp the bonfire. That's not an advantageous position for me. I knew that from the last fight, and you know, you don't have to. No one has to explain to me that it's fighting in a small room is a bad idea with an ultra weapon and a quick weapon. So I'm trying to bait them out with the projectiles, and you know, they've already beaten me once, so they feel that they can beat me again. And then the Phantom breaks away to deal with the PvE smartly. So I make the decision to stay on this guy. Unfortunately, I get a little bit R1 happy, and I have to make my retreat down here. Not wearing the silver cat ring, annoyingly. I wasn't anticipating I'd drop down here so soon. However, that leaves them alone with me. And look at all this lovely PvE that's still here. A few well-timed panic rolls there. I should have being locked on and panic roll in this area is almost like a fucking death trap. Don't do it. Always play locked on. I locked off, sorry. So me and the grub guy managed to take care of Goldilocks there, and now it's just me, the blue, and the host, and he's not too happy about this situation, not one bit, and we'll see in a moment just how unhappy he was. Sorry Mr. Blue, no Concord for you. Get a real Covenant. And so like 5 minutes later I get some lovely hate mail, and this is the first time I've gotten hate mail since moving to the PS4. I originally had this game on Xbox One. I used to get a plethora of hate mail from invading on Xbox One, especially closer to release. So I was quite pleased with this. Obviously he doesn't speak English very well, so it's all very broken. But that gave me a good chuckle, and I thought you guys would appreciate it. So these next two invasions are perhaps the most heartbreaking and the most salty I've ever been whilst playing Dark Souls 3. I mean, the gank, I didn't mind so much. You know, a gank is a gank is a gank. You know what you expect with it, and you know not to sort of put yourself down, because you know 3v1s are harder at the best of times. But it was the quality of the other reds that I invade with. It just made me a salt mine. You could literally have just chipped salt off my body and seasoned an entire fucking bolognese with it. It was absolutely insane. So I've got this this red guy on my side, and he starts off doing quite a good job. He sort of keeps some of them distracted whilst so to split it up into a 2v2, which is what you should be doing. See, yeah, I'm taking on the 3v1 at the moment, and he's got one of the phantoms there, and I'm hoping that he could kill him, but no, of course not, because this red guy is absolutely useless. So it's just a case of just trying to do turn and burns when I can and trying to space people out. So I managed to kill Goldilocks there because he was useless and like to keep his shield up. And we're on the back foot here, but I'm feeling like now we've got it down to 3v2, we stand a chance. But no, this red doesn't want to play. He runs up behind invaders to try and sort of R1 spam with the Hollow Slayer. Oh god. Even watching it now is just making me rage. I mean, yes, that's a great idea. Let's do running R1s up the stair whilst there are 3 people there. Absolute genius. Real fucking genius, this guy. Okay, so it's back to 3v1 now, and I'm still feeling, you know, okay, maybe we can get another good Dark Spirit in. And I've still got some PvE backup waiting there with the Witches and some of the Pontiff Knights. And, you know, these guys don't seem to be that good, especially Mr. Large Club guy. So, trying to bait them back. Another blue turns up, back to a 4v1. I'm getting stupid, and there's fucking projectiles spammed at me. The host is running. He's running the untrue white ring, and he's running a sorcery, almost a pure sorcery build. So his spells do a lot of damage. And whilst there's one guy swinging at you and 2 guys throwing projectiles, yeah, then so I do something stupid. I try and go for the walk around backstab on the large club's running attack. I hold my guard up. I get guard broken and stun locked to fuck. That invasion left me salty. However, this invasion was I just go full rage mode. I literally had to step away from the game for about 20 minutes. It was absolutely ridiculous. So I invaded straight back into this guy's world. Instantly able to kill off Mr. Running R1 Katana Man. So I'm feeling pretty good about this situation now. And I'm like, damn it, I'm not going to lose to these guys again. Outspace this guy. Fuck going, just going full on tryhard mode, straight sword. You see the host there, he's rocking, of course he's got the dark hand, of course he has the dark hand, and he lags out a bit there. I see all the PvE, but in my absence they've managed to slaughter all the PvE, so I've got literally no backup. So the fight ends up leading further down the road, and I get the white down quite low, and he's not healing, so I'm quite hopeful that I can turn this into a 1v1, but he calls the police. Of course he does. He's a ganker. And so I have to hotfoot it out of their sharpish, and they're being incredibly aggressive. Like, I know the Dark Hand is good at low level, I really know that, but why now at level 60? It's really not that good anymore. So I almost make a mistake and quickly realise there's no PvE backup for me here, so I'm really on the back foot here. I mean, I want to turn and burn this white because I know he's on absolutely a sliver of health, but it's just a case of finding the right moment where I'm not going to sort of get stun locked for it. Take the trade, get the fuck out of there. God, his spells do quite a lot of damage. But we got white out of the way, so I was happy with that. And then the blue, because he wants his Concord, gets the R1 spam of death. Get spammed on, son. And now it's finally down to 1v1, and we got a Dark Spirit incoming. And this Dark Spirit made me want to, like, I don't think I've ever been so close to wanting to send hate mail to someone before. And, you know, I've never felt that I want to send hate mail to a ganker, but this fucking invader wanted... I just wanted him to die. I was so angry and salty at this guy. So I'm doing really well against this guy on a 1v1, and all I need is this red guy to support me, but no. What's he going to do? Spam Crystal Soul Spear. And this just had me raging. I was like, okay, well maybe that was the blue that got summoned in. Maybe that wasn't my red friend. So that makes more sense. But no. Wait. There he is, just squatting in the corner. And he's just ready to spam Crystal Soul Spear. And I was full on raging at this point. And so he allows the host to get away. And I go full on rage mode on this guy. I'm like, no. And look how little health he has. He is literally just like a lamb to the slaughter. He is going to get absolutely decimated, and my thought was the quicker I get this guy dead, the more likely I'm going to get someone actually useful in to help me. But unfortunately, because he's long rolling, he manages to get away from me. And so then another white gets summoned in. I get him on his own because, of course, the host doesn't want to join in. He's quite happy to squat by the bonfire to summon in more of his buddies. At this point, I'm playing incredibly sloppily. Like I said, I'm in full-on rage mode. The red mist had descended. I wasn't caring about anything or anyone. I just wanted to kill everything, especially this. Look, and goes and spams Crystal Soul Spear at me. I mean, I know I attacked him, but you would take that as to meaning that I was displeased with you and your actions. So more phantoms get summoned in the form of blue spirits. Black Knight Great Axe is a weapon I quite like to use actually. It looks really stylish as hell. like I said, I've just gone full on rage mode with these guys. Full on try hard, dead. No gesture for you, you don't deserve it. And then another blue, Mr. Onion Knight. This guy was incredibly annoying. He was very, very passive. All he would do was roll, reaction roll, and run around. And as soon as I see the red there, I'm like, no, 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 fuck the blue, kill the red, must kill the red. Red mist descends once more. Oh god. It's so salty. So much salt. It's like the Red Sea. And then, then Blue Balls dies. Crossbow, use literally my last exploding bolt to kill that guy. And so we make our way back down here. The red is still alive and out somewhere. I've run out of exploding bolts. The host is on a sliver of health and he can't, like, he's letting his shitty large club friend do the work for him. And I'm like, right, okay, I've got 3 Estus, I can do this. I haven't got my exploding bolts, but I've still got, you know, I've still got a chance here. But I'm fatigued, I'm playing sloppily, I'm pissed off. And unfortunately, when you're pissed off, it means you play like shit. And, you know, I will take that on me. This loss was my fault, not not these guys' fault. I was playing sloppily because I was so annoyed and pissed off. So I try and go for a chase down on the red on the host, but it gets stunlocked. Panic roll to buggery, caught with the fucking the homing soul arrow. Damn man, like I said, I had to step away after that point. Unfortunately, there's no divine retribution for this one, just pure salt. But fortunately, after I returned back to Dark Souls 3 after having a little bit of a calm down, I come back into this invasion, and this one I feel like I redeemed myself a little bit. It starts off as a 1v1 by the Bonfire, you know, duel at the Bonfire, registered trademark. However, this guy, he seems pretty good. He's offhanding the Cestus, but he's not using it for parries. He's going for using it for a mix-up. It's a very good idea when you're running those sort of ultra builds, but against people who are, you know, got a brain cell and can reaction roll all your ultra swings. So I'm thinking, alright, this is just going to be a duel at the Bonfire. Ooh, excellent, it's going to be a bit more interesting now. We've got a blue. And this blue is pretty fucking good. He's pretty try-hard. He's pretty good with his rolls, he's pretty good with chasing down. I fully commend this blue on his actions in this invasion. However, it doesn't stop him fucking dying. I'll tell you what, at the end of this invasion, one of the plays I make right at the end that wins me the invasion is probably one of the better plays I've ever made in this game, and I was so proud of myself that it all worked out. I mean, you'll see in a moment. I was quite pleased with myself. So I'm just trying to drag them back to the PvE. Like a lot of people said, a lot of people have said, like Saint Riot, you don't want to just run straight to the PvE and start squatting there. You need to sort of make it look like you're still in the fight, and you're still, so they don't realise that they're being dragged into the PvE. So going for the straight sword at this point because we've got an ultra and a great sword. So I'm thinking, right, I can't really trade with either of those, so going for the straight sword is probably the better option. Constantly allowing me to have the crossbow so I can do some good damage whilst they're distracted with the Pontiff Knights. Yeah. Did some good damage. And so we got our second blue friend. This guy is nearly as good as the first one. I think he's got the straight sword and the shield of want. So I'll make it a really stupid play here. I go up. I don't know what was going through my brain at that point. I go up here to try and deal with that blue boss. He's distracted by the Pontiff Knight. But I realise, oh shit, that's going to leave me trapped if those guys all converge on me. But fortunately, I'm able to get out of that. That was a really bad play on my part. See, like I said, this blue was very good. Like he would, when he was chasing me down with the greatsword, he wouldn't just spam rolling, sort of running R1s, which are crap with the greatsword. He would run up alongside me, and you know, bait me into panic rolling so he could roll catch me. So that's a really good play with the greatsword. A really good way to catch people. Doesn't stop me getting in the fucking blender as well. He's They're doing some good damage together. But fortunately, all this PvE backup is giving me it gives me targets to aim at with my crossbow. Yes, he's very good. Doesn't swing twice when I outspace him. Almost get that blue down. That good that chip damage from that dark claymore was really good. Yeah, here come the slaves, people. So gives me something to aim at. Shoot me crossbow, spam it. See, I'm out of Estus already. These guys have really quickly sort of done a number on me. Being able to stun them in the blue. Here we go. He's being a very good blue. He's going for the PvE that's causing the trouble, which is the fire witch up there. Because that artillery, I mean, they'll deal with all the Pontiff Knights and the Irithyll slaves, but the Pontiff Knight, the fire witch is what's going to be doing the serious damage. Because it means that they can't stay still for long, and so if they're all converging on me to R1 spam me, they're going to get caught by the fire witch. And I'll pop a divine blessing here because I definitely feel I can win this. I've dragged them through so much hell and made them use a shit ton of Estus. Blue almost gets killed, saved by the shittiness of the claymores running R1. You see the host has got a pocket Corvian dagger. Actually, it's quite a good weapon as far as daggers go. So I'll make me last stand up here. The last bastion of freedom in Irithyll. And again, the blue's trying to go for the PvE. I'm just desperately trying to bat them away. I need to make these guys last as long as possible. These are my only hope. These guys are my only hope of winning. Going for the straight sword here because I know they're all sort of down low on health, and I just want a quick running R1 to finish some of them off. Fortunately, the host, he's got some miracles. Probably, I think it's only heal rather than great heal because he doesn't heal up all of his health. So now all that's left is the fire witch and the fire witch around the corner. These guys are all on very low health. However, they're not going to want to come in here with me. This is one of the rare occasions I pop a Siegbrow. I've only got 2 on this character, and I'm like, no, I can win this. I can totally win this. And it's only in those situations where you're almost certain that you can win that you want to use them, and this is the good play. Back off, obscuring ring, and I loop round. My thinking was loop round on them. They will start dealing with the fire witches when they know I'm not here, and I can shoot them in the back with a crossbow, and it works like a fucking charm. I was so pleased with myself with this play. One of the better plays I've made during these videos, actually. Yep, so they're all distracted by the fire witch. They don't care that I'm not here. Bam! Tryhard Blue is dead. GG Blue, he was very good. I imagine if all that PvE wasn't there, they would have definitely gotten the better of me. So now it's just a case of chipping out the other blue and trying to deal with the host. They're both on very low health, so I've got 2 Estus in my pocket, so I'm pretty happy with how this is going. Yep, he's dead, and now it's just me and the host. And this is the easiest fight in the world now. Got 4 Estus, and he's got no health. He'll bring out an Ultra here, but that's not going to stop him. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed these. I know I was very salty. But, you know, that's just the way it goes sometimes. You win some, you lose some, you get salty sometimes. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.